What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and it's finally time to start putting out some NHL 26 news. First and foremost, tomorrow will be the NHL 26 Hut trailer, so make sure to click down below onto Twitch and you can catch me live tomorrow as we watch that, and I'll give you my honest feedback. Just because Hut is my most primary thing. I mean, we've played it till the wheels have fallen off. We did our last Hut Champs run this weekend with the Minnesota Wild theme team, which I will push out sometime this upcoming week before the new game releases. But it's time to decide if you want to use the icons or the heroes, which one to choose, which one to select, and what kind of makes the most sense. I'm going to come at it from a couple different points of view. Keep in mind you got to buy the NHL 26 Deluxe Edition to get it. But we're going to kick things off with the icons. For the icons, coming in at number 6, I have Henrik Lundqvist. It's 6'1", 180 pounds. I'm going to start kind of using the new lingo as we see it going into the new game, but it's elite showstopper. So think of it like a gold, silver, and bronze. Elite is going to be like that gold ability. The X Factor abilities, there's going to be over 26 of them in the new game, but he has showstopper. You can pause and read what this says next to it. He also has All-Star Sponge, which is like silver. The other one is going to be like a gold looking one, and that will be Specialist. So essentially he has showstopper on first. Now, the reason why I have him at number 6 is it's just not proven yet. We don't know how the goalies are going to react, if these smaller goalies are going to make sense, because normally you look at it and go, 6'4" is what we're aiming for. High speed, high agility, good vision, and everything else will kind of figure itself out. I'm just not wanting to waste an 86 overall on a goalie to start. That's just my personal 2 cents, though. Coming in at number 5, I have the 86 Joe Thornton icon card. He has Big Rig, which is elite, and then he has All-Star tape to tape. The big thing when looking at Big Rig this year we're going to see is there's more enhanced accuracy and power with one-handed shots. So one-handed shots are going to be new. So we'll take a look at like how that's going to play out. But just on the surface level, 82 excel, 84 speed, 83 agility, 91 balance is super nice. His shots in the mid to upper 80s. Hands are in the same way. I do like that 94 offensive awareness there. And then taking a look at the rest of the stuff, you're going to also see stuff for his body checking, strength, endurance, durability. 85 on faceoffs is not bad at all. You're going to see when we review some of these cards, but I do have him at number 5 because I think he's just going to be too slow here early on. You're looking for more of the speed and acceleration based players, and I think there's some better X Factor abilities than some of the other ones we're going to review. Coming in at the number 4 spot, I do have Chris Pronger at 6'6", 220 pounds. He has elite stick 'em up along with the All-Star Truculence. So stick 'em up, I think, is going to be extremely beneficial here early on, just because everybody doesn't have the high rated like hands to hold on to that puck control. So I think stick 'em up is going to be really good early on, and I think throughout the game, like stick 'em up is always a really good game, especially if you're really good at it. 83 excel, 84 speed, so a little bit quicker. 87 balance, but 77 agility. I mean, 77 agility is just going to be very difficult, especially for a guy that's 6'6", 220 pounds. His shooting, though, is in the mid 80s for accuracy and then low 90s for power, which could be extremely beneficial, but he doesn't really have an offensive ability that's going to benefit that, like a rocket shot or something like that. At the same time, offensive awareness is only at 83, hand-eye 73, deking 72 naturally because he's bigger body. Defensively, though, very good with the 90 body check and 93 strength, 92 defensive awareness, shot blocking, and 89 stick checking. Coming in at number 3, I have Chris Chelios at 6 foot, 191 pounds. He has Elite Warrior along with All-Star Hipster. So All-Star Hipster is kind of like the truculence version of hip checks. It's something to keep in mind. It can create a yard sale if you do square them up for the hip checks. So we'll see how that works. I'm hoping it's not overpowered quite like, you know, you have a guy that's completely stopped in the corner and he comes up and hip checks and he just loses the puck immediately. I'm hoping there's going to have to be some type of momentum to it. But Warrior, looking at it, using enhanced shot block animations, resistant to dropping their skip, and immune to minor injuries. I think that's going to be great, but this is one of the defensemen with the most speed we're going to see, at least from the early release cards, with 87 excel, 87 speed, 85 agility. His shots in the lower to mid 80s. Offensive stats, he has 87 offensive awareness, which is pretty nice, but his defensive stats are very well done. 88 body checking, 91 strength, 92 defensive awareness, 89 shot blocking, 86 stick checking. I think this is going to be an extremely good option because smaller defensemen usually do extremely well early on in the game. And if we see that slow progression, this might be a card that stays in your lineup for quite some time defensively. Welcome back, Sergei Fedorov at 6'2", 207 pounds. I have him in at the number 2 slot. He has elite wheels along with all-star quick pick. And I think quick pick, if you've seen it in the trailers, has some pretty good animations to it. But this is one of the cards with his size, 91 excel, 90 agility, 87 balance, and 91 speed. One of the fastest cards, at least that they've seen from the releases early on. And his shot's extremely well too offensively. His hands are all in the upper 80s or low 90s, so very well balanced. And defensively, the thing I want to point out is he does have 87 faceoffs. That's the best out of all the cards we are going to review. Now, it kind of goes back and forth between this and what's going to be number 1, and I'm going to float back and forth and kind of make my points why there's no bad decision on this. It's all based off of personal preference. But 87 faceoffs is very well done, 84 defensive awareness, 84 stick checking. I do like the 91 offensive awareness. Now we're going to go over to my number 1 pick. It's pretty easy. For me, the number 1 pick is going to be the right-handed winger known as the Flash, Teemu Selanne. He has pressure plus, that's elite, and he also has the all-star quick release, which the all-star quick release might be one of the best abilities in the game. And when it's combo with pressure plus, which gives you an added 25% onto the pressure meter. So yes, we do see the pressure meter once again this upcoming game. I think that could be an absolute deadly combination. 92 excel, 87 agility, 84 balance, 94 speed. Upper 80s or low 90s for his shot, upper 80s and low 90s, including a 96 offensive awareness, which is absolutely disgusting. Defensively, 84 defensive awareness, 88 shot blocking, and 82 stick checking. Hands down, like 94 speed this early on in the game is going to be absolutely devastating, especially if you can add pressure plus to that. I think it might be a no-brainer, but I'm going to go back and forth between the two cards and explain why. Maybe Fedorov might be a better choice. And I know you guys are going to be like, no. It's okay. Here's my point. 1, Teemu Selanne can't take faceoffs. 73 faceoffs ain't going to cut it. He is limited as a right-handed winger. He has 94 speed, 92 acceleration, jumps off the page, 96 offensive awareness, upper 80s, low 90s for his shot, and 2 amazingly put together X-Factor abilities. However, when you pop back over to Sergei Fedorov, he's only off on 1 acceleration. Teemu Selanne is 92. Sergei Fedorov is 91. Agility, 90 for Sergei Fedorov, which is 3 higher than Teemu Selanne. Balance, 87. Teemu Selanne is 84. Speed is a 91, but Teemu Selanne is 94. Shot accuracy is 85 and 86, then 90 and 90 for shot power. Close, a little bit off. I believe Teemu Selanne's in the upper 80s and low 90s. 91 offensive awareness instead of 96, but you're getting the guy that's going to guarantee you face-off wins, or depending on how it goes, you can throw him on as a left-handed winger. I don't think we're going to see many cards that have the 87 face-offs. Other thing to keep in mind, remember synergies are going to play a factor into it, whether it's the same team or whether it's the same nationality. Sergei Fedorov is Russian. For me personally, I love Kirill Kaprizov. There's 2 people, and I can maybe throw on Ovechkin, and he's going to get a synergy boost. Whereas on the other side, you have Finnish. So maybe you're playing with Mikko Rantanen and stuff like that. I mean, from a speeds perspective, yes, hands down, Teemu Selanne might be the best. I do like this ability, though, of having wheels be the number 1, but you also have a defensive ability as well. And you know he's going to probably win majority of the faceoffs. This is not a bad card. Do not overlook it, and it's not as simple as what you guys think. On to the 84 overall Hut Heroes, and here's my number 6, Zdeno Chara. At 6'9", 250 pounds. Yes, he is a gigantic card this early on, along with elite truculence. The issue you're going to have is 76 agility, 83 excel, 81 speed. Balance is great. Shot is not bad at all for the 84. Hands are a little lackluster in some areas. Defensive stats are pretty darn good. But at 81 speed with 76 agility, I just don't, I feel like you're going to be able to get around this card extremely easy, especially if you have some of those cards that have just more acceleration. And unless you were completely able to line something up, I don't think this should be something that you should jump right into. Chara later on in the game, phenomenal card. I think this early, with the lack of speed and agility, you want to maybe build a little bit smaller of a lineup early on and then mess around with it. Now, you could look at getting some boosts, like, you know, you got some other Boston players you can pair with, but Slovakia for a nationality, you might not see as many synergy combos as you could with some of the other ones we're going to go through, and that's why I have them at number 6. Go on to number 5, and honestly, like, it's 6'4", 220. I like the ability better with Rocket just because Rocket adds a different element to it. The issue I have is they have this Elite Rocket on, which, you know, increases slapshot accuracy and power. It's still only at a 76. So how much is this actually going to go up and really affect it? I know it can potentially stun the goalie. We'll find out how well or how horrible it is. But still, 83 Excel, 84 speed, but only 79 agility. I know you're going to see the endurance at 77. All the other cards we've reviewed have very low endurance. I'm in favor of it compared to against it. 87 body check and 88 strength, and then mid to upper 80s for his defensive stats. It's not a bad card. I just think with Rocket, until we actually get into the game, it's just maybe a little. At number 4, and this was really tough. I kind of played around and went back and forth with number 4 and number 3. But number 4, I have Keith Tkachuk, 6'2", 235. He has a little bit more speed to him. 85 Excel, 84 agility, 84 speed, mid 80s for his shooting. Very well rounded. It's like mid 80s for everything kind of across the board when you look at his hands. Checking and defensive stats are a little bit lower defensively. But Elite Big Rig, I think, has a really good chance of doing some, essentially phenomenal things. I think the card itself could be extremely usable, and he's very well balanced across all facets. And especially with his size at 6'2", 235, when you have well balanced between hand, shooting, skating, he's going to be harder to knock off the puck, especially with 87 balance. It's not a bad option. There's nothing that really stands out on the 84 side to make him extremely elite. At the number 3 spot, I got Marcus Naslund, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He has elite quick release. And like I said before, I'm bumping him up just for the fact of I think this is going to probably be the best ability in the game early on. And I could be wrong on it, but I just think it's going to hold a whole lot of weight early on, especially. But 85 Excel, 86 speed, 86 agility. The balance is a little bit of a question mark for me. His shot's extremely good. So not only does he have quick release, 91 accuracy, 87 shot power on an 84 overall card. His hands are in the mid to upper 80s, even with 90 offensive awareness. His defensive stats are going to be lackluster. 83 defensive awareness ain't bad, but 75 for shot blocking, 77 for stick checking, 75 for body checking. This is going to be primarily an offensive winger, but I think it's going to pay dividends early on if you're really in need of a true goal-scoring winger. This is the way to go. At number 2, I have Hemsky. At 6 foot, 177 pounds, he does come with elite edges. Elite edges. 84 Excel, 86 speed, 86 agility, 84 balance, 82 shooting, 85 shot power, 86 wrist shot power, 88 wrist shot power. His hands are in the mid to upper 80s for his hands. His defensive stats are kind of all over the board, but 84 defensive awareness, 75 for shot blocking, but then comes back up for stick checking. I think this could be a really good card. The reason why I have him at the number 2 is, yes, the synergies for being an Edmonton Oiler. We immediately go Draisaitl, McDavid. Hemsky can be the right-handed shooter, and he is going to get a boost from it. I agree. He's from Czechia, so you might not get as many synergy boosts with other Czechia players that you might see. That's why I do have him at number 2. From a standpoint of being an Edmonton Oiler, he's going to get a lot of love from me, and that's why I do have him at number 2. Elite Edges is always phenomenal here early on in the game, but I do have him at number 2. At number 1 for me, it's going to be Jeremy Roenick. Why? He can play center. He can play right-handed winger. He's quicker, and he has Unstoppable. Unstoppable is going to be kind of like Unstoppable Force mixed with Back At You, if you remember from this year, for those reverse hits. 87 excel, 85 agility, 84 balance, 87 speed. His slap shot accuracy and power is a little bit lower, or his accuracy is lower, but his power is a little bit higher. His hands are in the mid to upper 80s. 90 offensive awareness is awesome. He has 80 faceoffs, so out of the 2 center cards or 3 center cards, has best faceoffs in there. He's very well balanced. And the reason why I have him up a little bit higher is you might not see the synergy boost with the Blackhawks, right? Because like some of the cards you may use or may not, depend on what they release. But American, I'm going to get a lot more synergy boost from having other American cards just because of how you're going to lay it out. There's going to be more from Czechia, or less from Czechia, more from the USA. And that's why I'd probably focus on Jeremy Roenick being the option. Plus, you could throw him on at center. So if you get the boost at center, or you may have to bump him down to wing, it gives you flexibilities and options. But that's just my 2 cents. I think when you're looking at it, it's going to be tough for me. I'm probably going to pick Teemu Selanne, but I really kind of want to pick Fedorov just so I already have that kind of locked up. And at the same time, Jeremy Roenick just for the nationality purpose, and he is a little bit quicker. It just depends on the boost. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe down below as we try to get the last, I don't know, 50 or 60 subscribers here right before NHL 26 is to try to hit 500. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for your time. What are your guys' thoughts on these rankings? Are you in agreement? Are you in a disagreement with? Who are you guys choosing? Let me know down below. Other than that, have a blessed Sunday fun day. Have a good Labor Day weekend if you're here in the United States. And we'll see you back here next time, actually tomorrow, for some brand new Hut information and the Hut trailer.